What's up, guys and gals? Your host of the most Griever is always bringing you guys the next piece of One Piece, chapter 1063, The Only Family I've Got. And I really like this chapter. I like this chapter for a couple of reasons, but I'm going to talk about the problem at the very end, a problem I have, and I'm really not going to like that if that's the case, because it's going to feel way too fast, way too cheap, and it's going to fit the character, but it doesn't mean that I like it. It doesn't mean that I have to like it. So anyways, but before we get into that part, I did like the chapter overall as a whole. So let's just jump into it. The cover page alone was pretty cool. We got Brûlé there crying her eyes out because Pudding has apparently been captured, and Cracker was defeated by Aokiji. Most clearly Aokiji, right? Very, very interesting that. But Pudding was captured. For what reason? For what reason? Once again, are we going with the Third Eye tribe, can read the poneglyphs? Is that why Pudding was captured by Aokiji? To bring someone else who could read the poneglyphs and stuff like that? And we'll get to that, because if Aokiji is working with or for Blackbeard, then the end of the chapter is making a lot more sense, because I don't think Blackbeard, nor anyone on his crew, can actually decipher the rubbings of the poneglyphs regardless. So makes sense that maybe we get Pudding up in that. But then again, we all know that I don't think Pudding can actually have the voice of all things or any of that shit yet. That I thought that was confirmed back in Whole Cake. I could be mistaken, but I believe she can't actually. It's just a rumor in what Big Mom believes. So when she awakens the third eye, so maybe Blackbeard got some misinformation. Who knows? Anyways, we move on to the rest of the chapter. We continue with Jinbei, Luffy, and Bonnie there, and of course Chopper. They get some new threads and stuff like that, and of course they do. I'm not too crazy about the threads, honestly, for Luffy and crew. Like, After the badass, wearing like the Shanks cape, always wearing the jacket over the shoulders, badass look that Luffy had in Wano for the longest time, this is a downgrade. This is a bit of a downgrade. I mean, I'm sure it's happy for people like, sci-fi fans and stuff like that, but it's not bad, but it's not great. In fact, I actually really enjoy, which makes no sense, Jinbei's tropical design. Jinbei's tropical design is actually awesome because he's wearing the Hawaiian shirt. He's got the flowers. He's like, they have a tropical design as well. This would be great for a disguise. Well, like Jinbei could be disguised. He's Jinbei, right? So, but I find the line funny nonetheless, and everybody gets their sort of new suits. Of course, a pacifista with police written across it shows up. And at first, I thought this was very, very strange. That I thought Bonnie had mentioned. We saw the flashback. I thought Bonnie had mentioned Kuma by name in the previous chapter when she talked about her dad being transformed into a cyborg and all that stuff. Apparently she didn't. I went back and checked to be sure. So I misremembered when I was reading this. I was like, isn't this weird? Like, he's like, because everyone was like, what? Kuma's your dad? And stuff like that. So at least they're not going an entire arc, or they're going to go chapters on chapters, and Bonnie's still, we know it, but Bonnie's not actually going to reveal it to Luffy and Jinbei and all them. So of course, it's clearly a pacifista because we know where the real Kuma is. But it does make sense that Bonnie still can't. She's shocked to see her father's face, sort of idea, and that kind of idea. Starts shooting lasers and all that fun jazz. Comes after them for stealing provisions or under some bullshit. Even though one of the Vegapunks was like, yeah, all right, well, we'll see you later. And it's like, wasn't she okay with this? She saw us eat a bunch of food, like, so. Definitely this lab works in a very strange-ass way. The hierarchy is making zero sense here, but then Luffy's going to come up and he's going to smash, of course, this pacifista in the face, which clearly is no match for Luffy, but then Bonnie interjects. Bonnie does interject and manages to hit Luffy away. The laser gets fired and all that stuff. This is where we get a beautiful panel. He's like, that's my father. And they're like, wait, what? He's the only family I've got, hence the title of the chapter. Title is there. Jinbei, Chopper, they're all like, you were talking about Kuma, your dad transformed into cyborg, all this stuff. And then we get this really nice, like, he's the only family I have. I'm begging you. This will be done very well in the anime. I know for a fact it will, because it's just, that's the only family I've got. I'm begging you, please don't hurt my daddy. And then we see, is that Cobra? Like seriously, Kuma looking like a cross between what's his name, Kuros and the King of Alabasta all mixed into one. Like, Kuma looking well, Kuma looking pretty badass, but Kuma looking very interesting, you know. He's like, please don't hurt my daddy. It's a very beautiful shot. I'm going to try to use it, actually, for the thumbnail if I can, because it's a really nice, very well shaded. I feel like the emotion was definitely there. You know, we got a lot of crying characters for both laughter and comedic value and of course, sad moments in One Piece. We don't shy away from characters, like, snotting and crying all the time, but sometimes it hits differently, and in this particular panel, I thought it hit really, really well, so I really like it. And this is where Luffy is the one to say, like, because she's just crying on the ground and she's weak at the knees, and she's just like, don't hurt my daddy sort of idea. And Luffy's like, you dumbass, get out of there. It's just a pacifista. It's not your dad sort of idea. And then we see an entire section of the island completely blown up. So Luffy's most likely going to be, I'm imagining, going to be injured in some way just to make this arc difficult. Luffy's not going to be at full form. He's going to take this laser blast to protect Bonnie right to the face. He's not going to be, he's going to be at, you know, he's going to be like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan after he took the hit for Vegeta and then his arm doesn't work for a while, just to make it so we have the final confrontation with Cell, which is actually a struggle, you know what I mean? One-handed Kamehameha and all that shit. I feel like that's what we're going for here. Is what it is. But yeah, we jump away from that scene, and then we get what everyone... Oda, I have to hand it to you with this next scene. I have to hand it to you. Because... You're appealing to that fan base 120% this week. Like, seriously. In story. I can't believe he did it. In story gives us female Law. Not in an SBS. Not in a fan thing. Not in a cover page thingy. In story, in chapter, in panel, Law is officially a woman. With big tatas. I don't know what to do with this information. And it's hilarious that Oda did this. It's purely fan service. It makes no fucking sense. It'll never be used again, by the way. It will never see this again. But Law ends up transforming back. It was just a quick fan service moment because he transforms back. He's like, my clash with the Yonko taught me if I expend an enormous amount of Haki, I can reverse Devil Fruit abilities. Which, once again, this is why Haki as the king. I don't know why so many people are convinced Devil Fruits are the way to go. I think now and later, but I remember back in, well, this was years ago now, but I remember a long time ago, people would keep arguing that Devil Fruits, like, Shanks can't beat this, Shanks can't beat that, Rayleigh couldn't do this, Roger couldn't beat that, all these things, right? Because they don't have Devil Fruits, and these Devil Fruits are so strong. It's about fucking time, and Oda has been confirming it in Wano, and now confirmed it again, that you can literally stop Devil Fruits with enough Haki. If you have a stupid amount of Haki, the Op, because so many people were saying that Law can kill, like, the Op no Mi, you can kill anybody, right? You can kill Roger, you can kill Whitebeard, you can kill anybody. Room, bam, boom, done. No, you can't, because look at what Haki can do. Haki can negate Devil Fruits. It's confirmed in the chapter. I don't know what more people need. This is why the Masters of Haki are on the top of the verse. This is why you can't discount guys like, even the old guard, you can't discount Rayleigh and Garp. You can't, regardless of lack of Devil Fruit, because they didn't have a Devil Fruit to train, but you know what they did have to train? Their Haki to be better than any of the Yonkos. Right? Other than Shanks, of course. So, yeah, I mean, once again, Rayleigh might have said, I'm sort of glad Blackbeard, you know, my reputation preceded me a little bit there because I don't know about winning that fight, you know. But Blackbeard was intimidated enough that he fucking ran. He left. So, you know, because even Blackbeard has to know, great, grr, no me, great, yummy, no me. Oh shit, that's Rayleigh. Well, this is useless and my hockey ain't that, fuck me. You know? So, I'm pretty sure Blackbeard of all people probably knows after being on Whitebeard's ship for so long that he knows that this shit ain't doing much against a guy on that level of hockey. So, once again, confirmed here. You know, we got the fan service stuff. And Blackbeard, we get confirmation of a lot of fruits. Some people assume this, but some very dangerous fruits here, okay? Jesus Burgess gets the buff fruit. It's just, he can lift mountains now, so, but Zoro been doing that since day one. I'm pretty sure Zoro could lift this mountain. I'm not gonna lie. Zoro could probably lift this. So, it's not impressive, maybe not that big, but it's not as impressive to me. I mean, if he's doing this with those giant-ass, like, 6-ton weights, pretty sure Zoro can lift a mountain. So, the buff fruit, it fits him, and it's not crazy broken. It's just superhuman strength. That's fine. Hockey conquers hockey. It's going to take this guy out regardless. But then we got Doc Q with the sick fruit, and he's the one who did the gender swap. At first, I was worried about Ivankov. I was like, holy shit, did somebody steal Ivankov's fruit? Is Ivankov okay? Like, I was like, wait a minute, where's Ivankov? Where's his fruit? What's going on? Or her fruit, whatever. But no, it's the sick fruit, so it's not the same idea. It's called the Milady Transformation Plague. So, making another gender swap fruit ability, I guess. We also got Van Augur, who has the Warp fruit, which is basically, I assume he can teleport himself or anybody else. I'm not sure if he can teleport. We don't know for certain, but he can definitely teleport surrounding people. We know that much. He can teleport people with this Warp fruit. He's got a teleportation ability. Whether he can teleport himself, I imagine he can. And can he teleport bullets? Could he fire a bullet and then teleport it and change its trajectory to make him an extremely deadly sniper? And even if he can't do that, because it'd be too high velocity, like too fast, let's say that, he takes a shot, then he teleports, then he gets in position, takes another shot, and stuff like that. One of the most dangerous abilities for a sniper, very easily, though once again, high levels of observation hockey would negate this ability pretty much just in the same way that giving Shiryu the invisible fruit isn't going to matter to high hockey users anyway, though still deadly. And then we see the fact that Law ends up using room and stuff to get out of this little bit of a jam, but now he's targeted by Blackbeard himself. They're on this island. Here's where the problem lies. So Blackbeard is here, talking about Big Mom and Kaido being gone, and this is the end of the chapter. It's a big spread. Here is the issue. The issue is that he knows that Kaido had one, didn't he? How many load poneglyph rubbings have you got? I'll be taking them off your hands. Now, Law says, you took the words out of my mouth, let's settle this, winner takes all. I don't think Law by himself, even with his Appi no Mi powers, I don't think he's going to get away from Blackbeard, not with these other Titanic captains with him. Could Law escape injured from Blackbeard 1v1? Maybe. I'd roll the dice on that. But not with everybody else here. Not with all these crazy abilities. Even Law says this is why their bounties keep going up. They keep getting these stupid, insane powers. They're definitely not giving their weak-ass powers to the Titanic captains. They're getting the good ones, right? So, here's my issue. Is that when supposedly did the Hancock shit take place? Just out of curiosity. Because I got a couple of issues with this. Number one. Apparently, when did Blackbeard invade and Kobe, Amazon Lily, and when did Kobe get captured? Not that we have an actual timeline for that, but I'm wondering how it's not happened, like, in the last couple days, right? And then you're going to tell me that somehow Blackbeard, now once again, we don't know the methods to the madness, like Shanks seems to be able to go wherever the fuck he wants in the New World and stuff, but Law, Kid, and Luffy all had to go to one of, the islands. They had to follow the not the poneglyph, but the, oh god, why can't I think of it? The dial thingy. Jesus Christ, I can't think of it. Anyways, doesn't matter. So they have to follow the navigation thingy. For some reason, that's totally lost my brain. So Blackbeard somehow knew. He knew after Wano, one of them would have to show up at this island. However, first and foremost, no, they didn't. They all could decide to go the same way. It's just pride and arrogance that they all chose different paths. They all could have went the same way as Luffy. And Blackbeard would have been fucked. So, don't really like that. It was a gamble on Blackbeard's part. It wasn't for sure. He didn't know which one would show. Well, none of them had to show. They could have all went to one of the other two islands. So, problem number one. Problem number two I have is how the fuck did Blackbeard, I assume that they're traveling at, like, Law wasn't settling when he left Wano, when they all left Wano, they were peace, they were gone. How did Blackbeard catch up? If he was at Amazon Lily only mere days ago, how the fuck did he catch up to Law? And if you're going to tell me that the teleportation fruit can fucking take an entire ship with everybody on it and boom, send someone there who's had the devil fruit for a maximum of 2 years at best, which not even 2 years, can transport that much, I'm going to call horseshit that they can teleport halfway across the new world. So I'm going to call that garbage. So how did he catch up? And number three, which once again, that one could be solved with the timeline thing. That could be solved that, no, Amazon Lily actually took place when they were beating Kaido, and Blackbeard didn't find out about the defeat of Kaido or something, because we don't really get a timestamp on that one. So sure. But when he heard about Big Mom and Kaido being gone, maybe he was lying in wait while they were all recovering or something. So that one's my weakest argument, but still, the fact that none of them had to take this route, technically. So the Blackbeard being overly confident is kind of bullshit. And the third problem I have, which is just a story thing, is it within Blackbeard? Is it within Blackbeard's repertoire to, I'm just going to sit back, oh yeah, Luffy, Kid, Law, all you guys, you do all the hard shit, because I can't beat Big Mom, I can't beat Kaido, I can't do this shit. You go get all the load poneglyphs. And then I'm going to ambush you. Is that within Blackbeard's character? 100%. Does that mean I like it? No. No, I don't. I really fucking don't. I think it's, I think it shows that, once again, Blackbeard is a coward and a criminally level opportunist. He's lazy and a coward and doesn't want to do any real work himself. Granted, you could say, oh, but you're discounting him. That's genius. Is it a smart strategy? Yes. But then stop ranking Blackbeard so fucking high in power scaling. You can't have it both ways. He's scared of Rayleigh. He's scared of Shanks. He's scared of Kaido. Otherwise, why doesn't he have the poneglyphs yet? He's scared of these people. So, like, he's stop ranking this guy so fucking high. Because, is this villainous? Yes. So, good point for a villain. Is it within his character? Yes. But it also is shortening the story a lot, because I guarantee you, and here's another problem. Very convenient that Law, I believe Law was also out of, not necessarily out of pity, but I believe out of fair game that they said, we're going to give you guys the Big Mom rubbing that we already got. Now you could argue that Aokiji could have went and got that currently, right now in the cover serial, sure. With Big Mom not there to defend it. But is he really going to get to that thing without Katakuri and Oven? He might have defeated Cracker, but I don't know if Katakuri's still there, right? So, And what about Zoe? And what about Kaido? Right? So, is this a smart strategy on Blackbeard's part? Yes. And that makes him a good villain. Because it's cheap, it's underhanded, and it's well within the rights of being a pirate. But it feels a little cheap that we got there like that. Because I guarantee you, out of just happenstance, they gave Law the rubbing he didn't have. Or the 2 rubbings that he didn't have. So, I hate that. All the progress, all the shit, just boom, bang, we got it. Blackbeard is just as caught up as Luffy and the gang after 10 years of manga because they gave away all the hard blood, sweat, and tears to Law and Kid as well. Now, granted, this could all be me just bitching when Law does escape and Blackbeard doesn't get his hands on any of them. Possible. But I'm not sure I like it. Does it make sense? Yes. Is it villainous and underhanded? Yes. Does that mean I like it? No. No. And I don't think I'm supposed to like it. I think that's supposed to make what Blackbeard is not a shitty character. He's a villainous character. He is an underhanded piece of shit. And I'm supposed to hate him because he's a villain. Right? So you gotta put respect on how underhanded and shitty he is like that, but it does make him a very well-written villain in that regard. He's acting just as piratey as the most pirate that ever pirated. So, fair enough, but once again, it doesn't mean I'm too super happy either about it. So anyways, that was my big rant at the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. I think I'm just beating a dead horse, in this case stronger, because Blackbeard's fat ass is fucking suffocating him. But I think I'm beating a dead horse if I talk any longer about it. So, but what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Am I jumping the gun here? Am I jumping the gun, and am I believing that Law is absolutely going to lose, and all the rubbings are going straight to Blackbeard, and he's going to boom, 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 and he's going to find the 4th one first, and he's going to get there first, and all this stuff, which I really don't want to have happen. I don't know about you guys. I really don't want him to make it there. I really don't. I want it to happen because he followed the Straw Hats like a bitch or something like that, you know? Which, this is still a bitch move, but I don't know. It just feels cheaper to me for some reason. But let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to drink responsibly as I always do, and have a happy weekend. We'll see you back here next time for the next piece of One Piece. Looking forward to it. See you guys back here next time. Bye-bye.